All right, y'all, so here's what's up. I've been wanting to do this video for a long time, and I finally got the opportunity. So when I started fly fishing a couple of years ago, I didn't really understand the difference between a fiberglass rod and a graphite or IM6 blank or any of that. So what I got is I got two rods, both 3 weights. One's a 7, one's a 7.5. That's as close as I could get. They were out of stock of the 7.5 fiberglass. So they're both max catch. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out here to a local pond, neighborhood pond, and I'm going to try to cast distance, how it casts a super small fly, and then like a little bit bigger fly, because they're only 3 weights, so I'm not going to cast a monster, like articulated streamer or something like that. But something super small, maybe a 18 or 20, and then something like a 14 or 16. And then I'll cast something with a small indicator and kind of see both of them, kind of what happens, see what they do, kind of, see if I can feel the difference, or if I can, or if I can't, or tell kind of like which one I like better. Like right now, I'm going to start out with a fiberglass max catch 3 weight 7 foot, because the 3 weight graphite rod I have, the 3 weight, I absolutely love it. Like, I cast a long way with it. It's got great action. The feel of it's great. I mean, it's relatively cheap. And this is my opinion on what I would consider relatively cheap rods. Better rods, probably a lot better action, a lot better delivery, all the stuff. I can't afford to go into this super heavy on the money. So we're going to do it like this, and we'll see what happens. All right, see you out on the water. I think this is what we're going to go with first. This little mayfly type of parachute, Adams-ish yellow body, kind of a brown head. About a 16 or 18. All right, so we're already getting bites. Let's see, let's go distance. Like I said, I'm pretty new at this. I mean, I've done it a couple of years, but lay it out there. Okay, not bad. It's about, I'd say 25 feet from me. I know it looks like a mile in the pickup's good. Delivery's really like soft. I don't feel like, and maybe this is just me, this is a comparison between the two, but I don't feel like I have as much power behind it when I go to lay it out there. And like I said, maybe that's just me. Let's see if I can see it a little bit better over here. There's a hill behind me, so it's not as easy. But it's like soft. Oops, I just got a bite. All right. I don't know if that was on, but I'm gonna get it back out there. It does feel like a softer, whoops, I got tangled. Big surprise. All right, I'll be right back. I'm getting bites over there. So I kind of want to see, let's get it out there. And then I want to do a roll cast as well. See if I can get a bite. They're probably small. All right, let's see if I can get a roll cast going. See how that works out for me. All right. Not too bad. Like I said, I feel like I got more, kind of more stuff, more energy behind my behind the other rod. Not bad. It just feels like it's a little more like delicate, and maybe that's the shtick. I don't really know. Ooh, that was a good size fish, whatever that was. That's kind of what I'd say about it, is it's like more delicate, more you got a little less like power and more I don't even know how to really explain it. All right, let's see length here. That's about as good as it gets. Like, that's about as good as I'm gonna be able to throw that one. It's about, I'd say 25 feet in the creeks and stuff that I would use this particular rod in. That's gonna be about where I kind of want to be. Is about, that'd be like the long cast would be like 25, 30 feet, maybe max. All right, let's go to something a little bit bigger. Or actually, you know what? I'm not even gonna go bigger. I'm just gonna go heavier. So I got a little beadhead pheasant tail on there with a indicator, and that feels super heavy for this. When it loads, it's really like, oh, you know, it's not a like a graceful thing like before. Like before with that little tiny dry fly, it was quite delicate feeling, just kind of laid out there at the same time. Oh, there's a little bitty fish on there. First fish today. Well, that's not gonna do much for it. Oh, got a little tiny beaver. Well, I'll be dang. Little bitty bluegill. See, I figured those small ones biting my stuff. Normal. Look at him. I don't know. Maybe these are like a finesse rod, or you know, maybe that's what fiberglass rods are supposed to do and feel like. I don't know. All right, just so you see, 7.5 foot ultralight. Oop, I got it upside down, but it's a 4-section 3-weight. It's a max catch, so it's as similar as I could get. See this, I can already tell you that like this thing cuts through the wind so much better. Like I'm using the same like rod, reel. It's just got a little more backbone. Yeah, see, I'm like easily hitting where I was hitting before, like easily. Like it's not even hard. Before it was like literally everything I could do to get it that far. I mean, this isn't necessarily a fishing video. This is a comparison video. Let's see. Push one out there. Yeah, that's like 30, probably 30, 35 right there. And I don't feel like I really had to give it, you know. Let's throw it right into the wind. Let's see. Wind's coming from over there. Getting it caught on the grass. Yeah, it's not hard to move this fly at all. All right, we're gonna give it every bit of everything we got and see where we're at with it. I pulled out about another 10 foot of line. I'm not standing on it. Oop, wind picked up again. Oop, I'm getting to the end. Ooh. Yeah, I had to get that, had to heave that one a little bit. I didn't let it load. There we go. Oh, that's about as far. It's 30, maybe 35 feet. I'm gonna get this off and tie another one on. tie on that. We're gonna go backwards. So we're gonna go from this to getting to that little nymph and an indicator setup. All right, here we go. Get some line out here. I don't know what it is about me. Oop, look at that, trying to take it already. But I am terrible at getting line out as I'm casting. Terrible at it. So I can feel it. I can already feel it load like the other one, but it's not as like violent, I guess, at the back end. And it's only, that nip's only like a foot down, so it's not terrible. But again, it's a good little like indicator, because like so the indicator is a small one, not airlock, I can't remember what this one's called right now, but it's a small indicator, and it really it's got a lot of weight to it. But let's see how far we can get out. And then with the last one, I gotta make sure with that little dry fly, yeah, I can really get that out there compared. All right, let's see how easy it is to get across this. Last time I could not cast this. I couldn't get this over there. Oh, got hooked on some grass. Dang it. Try that again. Yeah, see, that's like super simple. It's like really super simple. Super easy, casts really well. I don't really know how to explain the difference, but it seemed really like when I was with the fiberglass. Oh, I think something just hit my indicator. Well, when I was casting this, especially this setup with the glass rod, I really the back end especially felt super like this like loads, and that one like almost like snapped at the back end. It was crazy. I'm not in a stream, like, unless it's the only thing I can do. Like when I was in Wisconsin, I used an indicator. That's the only reason I have them. Usually I like to use like a hopper dropper, dry dropper type of a setup. I don't like using an indicator. I think it hits the water so hard. I mean, like this, like bluegills and stuff, they really don't care. Like, especially in this pond, they don't care at all. But like when I'm fishing in something that's where the fish are way more skittish, like in a small stream and super clear water and stuff, I don't like to, oops, almost caught one there. I don't like to use these because when they hit the water, they're just, and I know there's different ones and blah, 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 but if you use there we go. There we go. If you use a hopper dropper or a dry dropper, so one thing, you get another hook, right? That's well, your bobber has a hook in it, so that's nice. Plus, you get two flies out there, so you see if they're hitting the top, if they're hitting the bottom, if they're hitting a nymph, if they're hitting something on top. I even do it with this 3-weight. I just use a small, like, I got some pretty small hoppers and some small like stimulators that are foam body, and I put a super like tiny little like copper john or like a zebra midge, something super small, we're about to tie on that other little little dry fly and just throw it around a little bit. Ooh, something just hit my bobber. Oh, my strike indicator. It's a fly fishing bobber. I don't care what anybody says. Same little fly. Let's see what happens. Yeah, this feels like nothing. Like I'm, look at that. That's a long, I'm gonna get about 10 more feet out. Bring it in a little bit. Yeah, that's 40 feet. That's a 40-foot cast easy. We're gonna go over here, whoops. All right, get in there. I'm gonna go across the way and then do, yeah, that felt effortless. We're gonna do a roll cast. Yeah, see, that's so much easier, and like it just like everything just clicks. All right, let's cast into the wind. Yep, this is gonna be more difficult, but it still lays out there good, man. It really does. It's, I mean, that was a long cast for into the wind for a 3-weight. So I mean, like I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that that fiberglass is for me. That doesn't mean I don't like it. Like that's not the case. I think it has its place, but I think that the benefits, at least from from my perspective and kind of, whoops, my point of view, I just can cast this better. And maybe I'm expecting identical, and I'm not talking about like half foot rod length better. I'm talking like a lot better, a lot easier casting. Oh, get out of there. I mean, and even the roll cast is, you know, that was like a crappy roll cast and it still worked. But I'll go ahead and wrap this video up in a few seconds, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Well, I finally hooked a decent one. Had to cast it all the way across the dang thing. There we go. That's usually what we catch. Caught it on the old dry fly. Oop, good day. Not bad. And he's not doing anything with it. They're just like, oh, got him. Got him. That's a little bit better one. There's a little bit better one. Yep. About the same size as that last one. Pretty one. All right. So, good day of fishing. I mean, I only caught a few little ones and a couple of decent sized ones. But the performance, honestly, is exactly what I expected. I would say that I more or less expected the orange max catch, so the fiberglass one, to have a little bit more finesse. Maybe it'd do with super light, super small. you know, your dry flies, I think it would be a phenomenal rod. As long as you don't have to cast very far. And like I said, this is kind of my own personal like little study, if you will, because I don't know if a heavier rod does more or a different brand or anything like that. The only thing I can say is out of these two rods, the one I prefer is the regular like IM6 blank of a fly rod style, rather than the fiberglass. I will say this though, like, I'm putting my rods away, I'm banging stuff around, but I will say this though, it is super like you can feel everything. You really can. You can feel even the little fish that I caught with it, the super small ones, even the indicator and nymph in the back end of it on the load. It was a good feel. Trying to find my other stuff, but no, it was a good little test. So I'm happy with both of them. Like, they're both phenomenal rods. You can get them both for, I don't know, like 69, 70 bucks off of Amazon, and they're phenomenal rods. They're beautiful and they work well. So for me, it's the graphite rod, not the fiberglass. But I can see why they say you either love them or hate them. And I wouldn't say hate, but I prefer the other style rod. So, all right, y'all, that's been the comparison, and you got my thoughts on it. All right, God bless y'all. Love, peace, and chicken grease. I'm out.